to be some shake-up from week 1 to week 2 because we're actually playing the game. Some fans out there believe that the top 16 teams should consist exclusively of the teams that won in week 1. The bottom 16 should consist of the losers. That's not how it works.
No.
Just because the Bears happen to outscore the 49ers doesn't mean the Bears are going to jump the 49ers. The Vikings beat the Packers. That doesn't mean the Vikings are going to jump the Packers. It's one game. But it's amazing to me how many people think, hey, my team beat the other team. My team should be higher than the other team.
Yeah.
That's not how power rankings work, people.
That's right. It's in totality. And listen, the element, like you may have brought up a great example there. You know, when we were talking on Sunday, I thought, oh, well, right, like, oh, man, the rain might be a good thing for the 49ers because it won't put too much pressure on Trey Lance and they'll run the ball. But, like, watching that game back, no, the rain screwed over the 49ers. They're the team with all the speed and weapons and everybody. They were slowed down by the slop of the rain. You know, take your example of, you know, the Bengals and the Steelers there. You know, again, the Bengals, they literally crapped down their leg, peed down their leg at the same time on separate legs and still should have won the game. So that doesn't mean Pittsburgh just gets to be better. I look at that game and go, man, if they played, 10 times, I still think the Bengals are going to win 8 of them. So you're exactly right there. And I don't know how Uno here can say that they're just wild. I didn't think anything you did here was totally wild or crazy.
I said earlier in the program, I never could have had a dartboard big enough that would have had a spot on it where as a kid growing up in Wheeling, West Virginia, I end up with a live show that is broadcast in London every day, for crying out loud, but also getting called out by Uno. One of the ever-present card games when I was a kid. We played a lot of Uno. Hey, Uno, don't make me regret playing Uno when I was a kid. And don't make me drop a deuce on you, Uno.
Wow.
As I declared my I don't know what that term means.
Yeah.
Well, as I declared myself a member of Team Yahtzee yesterday in response to Uno. So some free advertising for Uno. Well done by the social media team. We are reminded of the fact that the game Uno still exists.
Yeah, seriously. I played it a lot as a kid, too. You're right. It doesn't seem like many kids are playing Uno anymore or anybody like that. So maybe they can make a resurgence if they just keep – and I'm all for it. Uno, if you want to make a weekly appearance and keep, going after Florio and his rankings, I'm cool with that. That's all right.
Hey, Uno, listen, free invitation. Uno, I want your feedback.
But you might get numero uno every now and then, okay, Uno? So watch out.
That's okay. I will be ready to drop deuce in the event that they give me numero uno. Board games, here we go. I know the music is coming, but when I was a kid, we didn't have video games.
Yeah.
We had 3 channels.
Right.
I knew it. But it was fun to play board games. It was fun. Yahtzee, Monopoly. Has anybody ever actually finished a game of Monopoly? Because you get to a point where it's just so damn tedious.
Right.
And you just everybody's just kind of like, all right, let's go do something else. Anyway.
No, there's too many other things now. I mean, I can't even get my son to sit down and watch Monday Night Football with me because he's like, wait, I want to go in the other room. There's a YouTuber I want to watch, or he wants to flip through his phone, and I'm stopping that crap lately. The season started at schedule time, and I'm like, no, we're done with the phone. It's 7:30. Put the freaking thing down. Oh no, you can come in here and watch TV with me and watch the game, or you can go to bed. That's I'm going old school on them now. I'm sick of it. I really am.
Parenting advice from Chris Sims.
Yeah.
You get a little bit of everything when you watch this show. All right, back to the power rankings. Big jumps made. Dolphins. I probably should have had more faith in the Dolphins going in. Now, I had the Dolphins behind the Patriots in the power rankings, but I picked the Dolphins to win the game. Again, the power rankings are not a predictive device. They're a snapshot on where the teams are in my estimation. And it's just me. We don't have any panel discussions. We don't do a vote. It's just me. It's one of the great things of having a media outlet dictatorship. I can do whatever I want. I make the rankings however I want. I didn't suggest in those rankings that the Patriots, were going to beat the Dolphins. And who knows where it'll go. But I was happy with what the Dolphins did, so they move up to number 12. And the Patriots, I didn't like what they did, so they dropped 3 spots. I mean, again, it's all very subjective. I enjoy it because it's all pasta and meatballs, gut reaction to where I think the league is at any given moment. And typically that moment is on a Tuesday morning after we've completed a week of games.
Yeah, I mean, I hear you. And again, it's not always just reactionary to, oh, that team won, we got to put them there. And I like some of the things you did in here. I really do. I mean, I look at it and go, I like your 1 and 2. I think that's where I would go with it. I think your 1, 2, and 3 are spot on. I don't know if I feel as strong as you about the Ravens. I'm glad you kept the Eagles at 5. Or not kept them, but moved them up. That's another point. I saw some comments there about, well, the Lions are 30, and you got the Eagles at 5, and they almost came back and won. I get it, but the Eagles went through a thing of when the game was competitive and emotions were high, they were whooping that what. And they took the foot off the gas pedal, started getting into a little bit complacencies, normal defenses, and I think that led to a closer game than maybe we would have liked to. Detroit came back like that against the 49ers last year in week 1, too. Were we ready to say Detroit should be right next to the 49ers in the power rankings? Absolutely not. So that's where I think people need to, come to a little different realization, at least in my opinion.
Yeah, and that's the Dr. J144 question. If the Lions are one of the worst teams in the NFL, as your rankings indicate, why is Philadelphia so high after barely beating them? Look, one of the realities for the Ravens and the Eagles, once you got past the first couple teams last week, well, the Rams lost, Bucks won, Bills won, Chiefs won, and the Bucks actually dropped a spot even though they won because it wasn't very impressive. But once you get past them, a lot of the teams that we had lost in the top 10.
Yeah.
So somebody had to go up. Somebody had to climb. The Eagles won, and yeah, it was 38-35, but that was very misleading. That's one of those scores that you see it the next day and you think, hey, they had a barn burner. Close game, exciting game. No. It was yet again a week 1 backdoor cover by the Dan Campbell Lions. They did to the 49ers last year, fell into a deep hole, and almost clawed their way back. And the same thing against the Eagles. It was a blowout, and then the Lions woke up and scored some garbage time points and made it a backdoor cover. So it's always a weird week, but especially when a lot of your teams in your top 10 lose. And most of the teams in my week 1 top 10 lost. That doesn't mean they're disqualified from top 10 status. They slide down some. But we know week 1 is meaningless. It's always meaningless. Teams are going to be far different when January rolls around, and we're going to see it play out one game at a time.
Yeah, that's right. Exactly right. And week 1 is hard. It is. You don't know. We had a bunch of new coaches who, in my opinion, there's a reason these rookie head coaches were 4-1, other than Nathaniel Hackett, who could have very easily made it 5-0. As far as just guys that are first-time head coaches, not counting Josh McDaniels because he's been a head coach before and some of the other ones like that. But it's because they do have a tactical advantage to a degree, a little, in these kind of matchups. Kevin O'Connell, Mike McDaniel. That company there, Brian Dable, you don't know exactly what to expect from the team. Wait, how's he going to play as the head coach? What's their style going to be? There's no tendencies. There's no book on these guys yet. So that doesn't mean that they're on the better team. Again, I think if the Titans and Giants play 10 times, I'm going to take the Titans to win the majority of those games. There's no doubt about it. But week 1, ball bounces a funny way, catch you by surprise here or there, and the lesser team can win.
Here's one more from Gong Show West. If Jimmy Garoppolo was the starting quarterback week 2 and beyond, would you rank the 49ers higher than number 9? That's a hell of a question.
That is a good question. What do you say?
I don't know. I got to look at the list again.
I think I would
probably would put them higher. They're currently behind the Packers, Bengals, Ravens. I probably would have, if I knew that they were shifting to Garoppolo, I'd probably put them at 7. I probably wouldn't have knocked them down at all. I would have treated the week 1 loss as a mulligan and left them at number 7.
Yeah, okay. I got you. I got no issue with that. I hear you. That's going to be the interesting thing to watch with this football team going forward. It is. Hopefully they're not playing in a monsoon this week, and their speed of their running game and their quarterback speed and Deebo Samuel and not fumbling a wet football and all that can kind of show their true colors there. Other ones that I was looking at, the Saints at 19 is one that pops out to me just as a guy that goes, again, I know they came back and won the football game, but I'm surprised you have them that low. I didn't realize you had them that low to start, just because I thought, we were both in the we believe in the Saints a little bit club there. So that didn't really sway your opinion with the way they came back and Jameis kind of looked good.
I'm in the who replaces Sean Payton.
Yeah. You're
club.
right. You are. Okay.
And I still need to see that.
Right.
And, yeah, they were down. They've never come back from being down 16 points in the fourth quarter.
Isn't that
but they
crazy?
were down 16 points in the fourth quarter. They looked awful until the fourth quarter. And that's when – and, I was on radio with someone yesterday, and they interpreted Jameis Winston's remarks, because, remember, I talked to him after the game, and we had it on Football Night in America, that you put all this time into game planning and – trying to guess what the defense is going to do, and there's a point where you just have to throw it out the window and let your playmakers make plays. I guess you could interpret that as a slap at the coaching staff. I didn't. I thought it was positive from Jameis Winston.
Exactly.
That, hey, we came up with a crappy plan, and it wasn't working, and we just kind of threw it out the window, and then it worked. No, it's an acknowledgement that sometimes your plan isn't going to work, and you have to have the flexibility to pivot, Nathaniel Hackett, to a different plan on the fly. So
that's right.
I think what happened ultimately was positive. But again, it's not like they came back and beat a great team. They were down 16 to a team that is in the lower part of the league, and we'll see. We'll see what the Saints do. Hey, and anytime anybody complains, especially if they have a big game coming up, that's my response. Saints, you want to climb higher? Beat the Buccaneers this week. Make it 5-0 against Tom Brady in the regular season during his time with the Tampa Bay Buccaneers. Then you will definitely climb.
Hi, I'm Mike Tirico, and thanks for watching. Make sure to hit subscribe for the latest news and highlights from NBC Sports.